get into how they've tricked you into showing off your inner fat chick instead of your inner fit chick. Let's get that fit chick out because she's hot. I want to show her off. Cool? So today's story starts with an elephant, a little baby elephant, okay? This elephant was picked up by the circus. And this elephant was like a little rowdy elephant, right? If I got a 10-month-old, so he's rowdy too. I would compare him to this elephant right now. And this elephant in the circus, he was kind of making a mess of things and knocking stuff over. So the owner of the circus, they had to tie him up for a bit. They put a rope around his neck and they just tied him to a pole so he can kind of sit still and chill out. Now, this elephant tried with all his might to break this rope. He would pull and pull, he'd bite at it, he'd really try to break this rope. But because he was a baby, he wasn't super strong, the rope, it wouldn't go anywhere. It just stayed strong and he stayed attached to that pole. Now, over the years, the elephant grew bigger and grew bigger. And they kept using the same rope. They never changed the rope. They still used this rope to attach the elephant to a pole when he wasn't working or eating or anything like that. But because he couldn't break the rope when he was younger, because he had failed at escaping in the past, he didn't really try to break the rope again. But see, this rope was old now. It was fraying, it was dirty, it could have easily been snapped, especially since the elephant has grown so strong over the years. But the elephant never tried again. Because of its past failure, it thought success was impossible. It thought escape was impossible. And this just goes to show you that the power of belief is everything. If you believe you can't do it, then you really can't. If you believe you can, even a little bit, then you will. And beyond having the strength to break free, there are other chains that are invisible that are holding us back. The chains of doubt. The chains of doubt that were put there because of what has happened in the past. But if you are trying to achieve something you've never achieved before, which is not just a transformation, because let's say you've lost weight before, but what about keeping the weight off? What about reaching a number you never thought you saw? What about being like the best, fittest, most toned, happy, energetic version of yourself? Like if we are truly trying to reach somewhere you've never been before, you have to do something you've never done before. So how can you measure your future success based on your past performance if you've never been that person before that you're striving for? Yet that's what we do. Yet we don't even try to break the chains of doubt in our mind, which, by the way, that chain, it's like that elephant's rope. It's old, it's frayed, you can break it easily. We just stop trying because we think we can't anymore. But it's there and it can be broke. It can be broke. And for so long, I was chained. I thought this cheap little rope was a chain that I'd never break free from. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. and I wouldn't get home till 9 p.m. I had a crazy schedule and I couldn't figure out how I could ever lose weight. Like where on earth would I work out? How would I meal prep? How would I eat healthy? I lived in drive-thrus. Like breakfast, I'd end up at McDonald's. I'd get a sausage egg McMuffin and a hash brown. Okay, that was my breakfast. Lunchtime, I usually end up either at A&W and getting chicken fingers and ranch sauce, or Tim Hortons and getting a bagel and a donut and a chocolate milk. And then at nighttime, I'd either get a whole pizza to myself, I'd order it on the way home, eat it on the way home, or I'd stop for Indian and get butter chicken and rice and eat that on the way home. Like I literally lived in drive-thrus at one point in my life. And it just didn't make sense to me to see where I could even be successful. Where could I even, I didn't have time to cook a meal. That's why I was in drive-thrus all the time. But over time, this became my new normal. Sometimes I could make a salad because that required no effort at all. Or you can even, I bought salads at drive-thrus and stuff. I'd eat a salad. Maybe I'd get a walk-in on my lunch break. And then I'd be really excited to check the scale. And then I'd jump on the scale and then it didn't move. And guess what that did? Completely ruined my day. I'd be sad. I'd be pissed off. Why did I work so hard? Why did I do this? Why did I try again? Why did I not have the pizza last night and have a nasty tasting salad for this? It did not make sense to me. I didn't know what was going on. Why am I working hard and not seeing results? And the scale controlled my life. The scale controlled my mood. I remember there were points in my life where I literally had to hide the scale and put it out of sight because it would throw me off so much, because it would make me so upset. And this was ongoing for years and years and years. I had a very toxic relationship with the scale. And I started to develop a pattern. And what's crazy is everybody has a pattern. You have a pattern. Do you know your pattern, right? So my pattern was I'd see myself in a picture. So I'd be usually at a family gathering and we'd all get together and take a group picture. And I'd look at the picture and I was like, wow, I look awful. I didn't realize I got that big. That was my trigger to get me motivated to start something, start a new diet, start a new program, get a new gym membership, right? I'd see a picture of myself like, whoa, I look bigger than I thought I was. That was my trigger to start. And then I'd go through the motions. I'd be all excited to start, high motivation, and then I wouldn't see the scale move as fast as I want. That would demotivate me. I would think that thing isn't working, and then I would stop. And I would fall off. And then I would stay falling off, eating my pizzas, living in my drive-thrus, until I saw usually another picture of myself. So what is your pattern? What's your trigger to start? And what's the trigger that makes you stop? What have you been repeating, right? Because there is a pattern. Every single time that you've tried to lose weight, whether it's been 2 times, whether it's been 200 times in your life, there's a pattern behind it. And if you can't see that, that's okay. Sometimes it's a little deeper and it takes a while to unpack, but there is a pattern. And you may think you're doing something different every time just because maybe you're like trying something new, right? Like going from keto to intermittent fasting, you might think that that's trying something different when really you're still repeating the same pattern when you did keto. And you're still repeating the same pattern, you're just now doing the pattern with fasting kind of thing. And so I was stuck in this pattern. I was stuck having a toxic relationship with the scale. And I remember this date so vividly, so clearly. I was doom scrolling. I was scrolling late at night because what else do you do when your husband's passed out and you finish your favorite TV show, right? I was scrolling on social media, and I somehow got into like the motivational section, and I was watching video after video. And then there was this one video that really got me. This guy was just like, he was so motivational. He was hyping me up. I was like really motivated and hyped, lying in bed at dark with my double chin looking at my phone, you know? And I was doing this, and he was saying really good stuff. And it was a zoom in of his face. And then all of a sudden when he was talking, it zoomed out. This man had no arms and he had no legs. Yet he was on stage speaking to thousands of people in the audience, not to mention millions of people on social media that have watched this video. He had something to say. He had something that inspired me. Yet he had no arms and no legs. And in that moment, I was like, wow. There are people in this lifetime who have less than me, who are just less fortunate than I am, but they are still doing better than I am. They're still doing what I thought was impossible. When I have more things in my mind than this man that I was watching, yet he's doing more than I was doing. And it didn't make sense to me. I was like, how did he get here? And I thought, if I had no arms and no legs, I'd be miserable. I'd be a couch potato. I'd feel sorry for myself. I'd want to sit in the dark all day long and watch TV and eat Ben and Jerry's, you know? It's not much different from what my life looked like at that time. But it dawned on me that what I use as excuses, this guy used as reasons. And so if he can take my excuses and it can be the reason as to why he's successful, why can't I do the exact same thing? And so that's what I started doing, right? I stopped saying, I want to lose weight, but my metabolism is slow. I want to lose weight, but I don't have money for a gym membership. I want to lose weight, but I don't know where to start. And I changed that but into an and. I want to lose weight, and I don't have money for a gym membership. I want to lose weight, and I don't have the time. I want to lose weight, and my metabolism's slow. It's just a fact, not an excuse, not a reason why not. It's a reason why. I want to lose weight, and I don't know how. Cool. Now go find out how. But if you said, but I don't know how, you've disqualified the first part of the sentence, and you've justified why you shouldn't even try. And so your excuses, the reasons why you think weight loss is hard, the reasons why you've been struggling up to this point, are the reasons why you will be successful. I have a family to take care of. I have a business to run. I have a child to raise. I'm going to have more children to raise. They are the reasons why I'm successful. The fact that I have no time is the reason why I am successful. You know, they say, if you need something done, give it to a busy person. Go find a way. Let those be your superpowers, not your kryptonite. Because it's not going anywhere. Those things are not changing. Stop giving them power. They're just facts. Find a way around them. Life opens up. You can have more fun. It's just like when the 4-minute mile was broken. So I don't remember when it was, maybe 80s, I want to say. In the 80s, the 4-minute mile was like something that was impossible. So being able to run a mile, 1.61 kilometers, in under 4 minutes had never been done before. And it was like this crazy thing people were talking about. Like, it's not possible. You can't do it. And then one day, Roger Bannister broke it. He broke the 4-minute mile. He proved everybody wrong. He blew everybody's mind. He did what everybody thought was literally impossible. He did the impossible. He did it. He broke the 4-minute mile. And then it changed the world because everybody's minds opened up. All the Olympic runners, their minds opened up. Because guess what happened? About a month later, somebody else broke that 4-minute mile. Then a couple weeks later, like 10 people broke the 4-minute mile. And they just kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it. Once you see that someone else can do it, it gives you power that you can. And not just that anybody can do it. Somebody who's in your similar situation can do it. Because if they can do it, there's no reason you can't, other than you stopping yourself. Other than you putting the roadblocks there yourself. You put them there, which means you can remove them. That's the good news. Bad habits are just habits, which means we can replace them with a different habit. A good habit or bad, up to you. A habit is not a death sentence. It is not permanent. That's what's so cool about a weight loss journey. You know, when you're around women and you're seeing all these results, or even listening to me talk, right? I've lost 80 pounds. It took me over 2 decades. I tried every diet you've tried. I bet I have. And more. I've struggled more than any other person I've ever met, and I've trained thousands of women around the world. I broke the 4-minute mile. So now you can. So you can see that it's possible. And all the other ladies are breaking it around you. So now you don't have an excuse. You can't hide behind your comfort zone of maybe it's my age, my time, my kids, my husband, my body, my joints, you know, whatever it is that, sure, make this more hard, sure, are going to be challenges. But does that mean you stop trying? Of course not. It's too important to you. Right? And so take a look at all the 4-minute miles being broken around you and use it as hope, not discouragement. Use it to be like, okay, if they can, I can. And this reminds me of a girl named Elizabeth. She joined our one-on-one coaching program because she could only ever lose 10 pounds by herself. And then she kind of plateaued. Like she was stuck plateauing for years, right? Like anytime she wanted to lose weight, she could lose 10 pounds. Couldn't beat it. Like could not beat that 10 pounds. And so one of our strategies was, I got to get you to lose 11 pounds as fast as possible. Why? That was her 4-minute mile. She needed to see that that was possible. For so long, she thought she could only lose 10 pounds. So if we got her to lose 9 pounds, she'd psych herself out even before 10 pounds because she'd be comparing it to the past. Just like the elephant was comparing his past failure breaking that rope and never tried to break that rope again. Right? So we didn't just lose 11 pounds. We lost 30 pounds in total, Elizabeth did. And it was a crazy transformation. She's so toned. But one of the strategies is, which is just what this challenge is for, is see fast results ASAP. So that you can break the chains, break that rope in your mind, see the 4-minute mile being broken, and now you can go get your own 4-minute mile. And with Liz, in 2 weeks, we lost 11 pounds. We just went for it. We went for it, right? It went from like 5 pounds week 1, then we did 6 pounds week 2. We had to do that. Otherwise, she'd still be chained. And that is the cool thing. But when you finally let go of that doubt, and when you finally stop letting past experience dictate and predict what's possible in the future, then you can really meet your future. And remember, you are in your era. It's my time. Put me first era. Who cares what they say era? You can't stop me era. Lead by example era. Prove them wrong era. Enter your trim era.